Hey everyone, I'm Tamara Krinsky with the Red Carpet Report. We're here tonight at the Independent Series Awards, which honors excellence in digital series. We'll be talking with creators and stars to find out what should be on your must-watch list. Okay, so please introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your show.
I'm Phil Cook. I'm the creator of MALICE, the web series. And MALICE is a contemporary gothic horror story. It's kind of a riff on Alice in Wonderland. It's about a family that moves into their deceased grandmother's house in rural Virginia. And as soon as they get there, very strange things start to happen. People start disappearing. And it's Alice, the 16-year-old with an active imagination, who has to solve the mystery and rescue her family.
So basically, this is not the kind of thing I should watch right before I go to bed.
Well, if you're really into that, you might, but you might not be able to fall asleep. But no, it's scary, but it's not on par with, it's not a slasher type thing. It's actually, there's violence, but a lot of it's inferred. Not all of it, but by the way, I'm Mark, and I play the father in MALICE, and the character's a former Navy SEAL, returned from Afghanistan. I'm a former Navy SEAL too, so it was not much of a stretch, but because of that, and because raising two daughters as kind of tomboys, Alice, the youngest, has grown up with a lot of untraditional skills. And so she's
firearms.
And she's also got a very, very active imagination and a fantasy life. And so a lot of the story is her imaginings. And her fantasy life can be anywhere from ancient Roman type of warfare to just a kind of dream state. So it's very visual and it's very kind of surreal.
Now, I have to ask, as a Navy SEAL, both real and on screen, what happens when Alice decides to bring a date home? How does that work?
When she decides what?
To bring home a date.
Oh, well, of course. What do you... You do 20 questions. No. You do what every other father would do. It doesn't matter what their background is. You're gonna size this guy up, and you might make it very clear to them that you're kind of serious about the parameters, like every other father would do.
Well, you know what? Being hopefully a good parent, your kid's not going to bring home a disaster date. So hopefully Dad did his job right, and it doesn't have to come to the baseball bat outside the door kind of thing.
God, I hope not. Now, one of the great things about doing something on the web is all the artistic freedom that it offers. What's that experience been like for you?
I love it. I've actually made 3 independent science fiction feature films, and I love this freedom. I love the short, the 7-minute episodes with the hook at the end. I think of web series, if they're done well, like an American short story, because you have to do what it takes 22 minutes to do in TV if it's a sitcom, or 40 minutes if it's an hour long, and you got to hit those same beats, but you do it in 7 minutes. And the audience, and it just flows. When it's working, it's just enough information to keep the story moving. It's very exciting.
Tighten it up and make it move really fast because of that, because of the attention span online. So it's a much quicker pace, and actually that kind of works better. It's much more interesting. It's not a lot of lulls. Story moves along, and a lot of times, if they haven't seen it and they're catching up on it, they can kind of like binge watch and get all of the episodes together, and it kind of flows like that much better.
Well, speaking of binge watching and catching up, where can people watch the series right now?
You can, eaglefilms.com is where you can see it, but it's all hosted on YouTube and Blip TV. But sometimes the YouTube interface is kind of awkward, and I find it's easier to go to my website, even though we're accessing the YouTube, because you go through episode 1, 2, you don't have to figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4,
it's sequential. Just the playlist is the best way to go. Start with one and watch them all.
All right, this is the creator and the cast of MALICE. Thanks so much for talking with us. Have a great night. Thanks so much for joining us tonight at the Independent Series Award. If you liked what you saw, click like, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. And tell me in the comments what your favorite web series is. Mine would be Emma Approved. Check the credits and you'll know why.